sideways, boys in the days. Sitting sideways, boys in the days. Sitting sideways, boys in the days. On a Sunday night, I may blame
Welcome back to another episode of Sittin Sideways. I'm your host, Reezy. You can find me on Twitter at Reezy Season, ReezySZN. And I'm here with my boy Ike.
Yo, what's good? My name's Ike Cuellar. You can find me on Twitter at Ike Cuellar. That's IKECUELLAR. Make sure you guys are tapped into our podcast, man, on YouTube. We're also on Spotify, Apple, all that, man. Make sure you guys tap in.
We're global, we're worldwide, international.
Yes, sir.
Hey, so we'll just get right into it. We're covering two teams today. We got to get into it. But we'll start with the one that sort of developed first. Summer League for the Rockets. So we picked up Reed Sheppard. Cool. We were both on board already. And I feel like right from the first game, he showed us who he was, right? Like super smart point guard. Remember I brought up there was some like crazy stat between like assist to turnover ratio and steals that like only the highest IQ players have. I was like, he's gonna be CP3 light, and that's kind of how he played, like snaking through the defense, getting the mid-range shots, but he can shoot those threes like no problem. He was hitting logo threes, no problem. So I was thoroughly impressed. What did you think?
Man, I thought he showed like a lot of toughness, a lot of grit, and we knew about it too because shout out to Judson. He went to the press whenever he was introduced, and Ime said that he wasn't a soft player. So if
Mm-hmm.
that's coming from Ime, you can trust that and believe that. And
Mm.
he showed it on the court, man. High IQ basketball player, really has like creation ability to generate good looks for the team. And also, like you said, that mid-range area was really his bread and butter. And that's how he was, being efficient after teams were double teaming him after like the second game, because the teams were picking up how good this guy was in the first couple of games. So they were sending double teams, and once he came off the pick and roll, he had two guys on him, so he had to learn on the fly. And we saw a lot of what he did in Kentucky, in terms of just making the right basketball decision. And he just showed out, man. Everybody was showing him love all over, the NBA media. So we picked the perfect guy, man. Like, he was more than impressive, man. Like, he was cooking.
Yeah, he balled out. Yeah, Trey Young was showing him love. John Morant too. And even Mark Price was showing love.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you mentioned, he was. I think what did surprise me was the toughness. Like, and we heard his mom sort of like reiterate it at a couple of press conferences and interviews where she was like, "Don't be soft," which is amazing. Like that's a because you look at him and you expect him to kind of be soft, right? He's like got that regular haircut. He's just like a regular dude. He
Yeah.
looks like you know how they used to describe like Larry Bird? They'd be like, oh, he still mows his own lawn. Like he's like that type of dude, but he's like real salt of the earth. Like he's blue collar as fuck. Like he didn't back down from anybody. He was the shortest guy on the court sometimes. He didn't back down from anybody. And like people were saying 6 feet, that might be like selling him a little short, no pun intended. He's I feel like he is closer to 6'3" than he is to 6 foot. Besides that, I wanted to mention the summer league, right? As like a tool for evaluation. I like summer league because you get to see them, against like actual NBA talent occasionally. Um, but I think there's like a conceit with summer league where even though they're playing against better competition, you get to kind of see what they're capable of. It's so different from what their role is going to be on the actual team, right? And like that's what matters to us. And like he's not going to have to be snaking defenses if he like regularly, right? He's not going to be getting double and triple teamed ever. Like there's no chance that's happening when he's sharing the court with Jalen, Jabari, and Fred. He's got those shooters and Şengün's distributing. No one's getting doubled. Whoever's getting doubled is getting 3 points, added to their stat sheet. So I'm cool with that. I think he fits us like a glove. His defense is he doesn't play like perfect man defense, but he plays amazing highlight defense. Like he's going
Facts.
to be on multiple highlight reels just for his defense, and I think that's going to earn him a lot of goodwill with not just the like our team, but just like league wide. Like those guys are appreciated. Like Austin Reeves, Alex Caruso. I'm not just naming white guys. They are appreciated for their defensive skills, you know, and like their
Uh,
defensive effort. And he clearly puts in that effort despite being a little physically, um, you know, smaller. But yeah, I think we were both happy with Reed Sheppard's performance. Once he started getting triple teamed, he started struggling a little bit, and like obviously it's not a big deal. And he went a little cold. I think when he got a little more tired as the week went on. But whatever, it was Summer League was fine. Not Summer League champions this year, but Summer League MVP did return to our team. Cam Whitmore was
well,
cooking as
well,
usual.
well, Reggie, can I add something about Reed
Oh yeah.
Sheppard?
Go ahead, go ahead.
The crazy thing is that he really didn't shoot well from the 3-point range during
Yeah.
summer league, and he still averaged 20 points. I believe it was 3 steals and 1 block for all the games. So that's pretty impressive, man, and solid because he was like learning on the fly
Mm-hmm.
to how these teams were guarding him. And like you said, his role is going to be, we don't know what exactly his role is going to be on this team. Besides, we know he's a shooter and a high IQ guy. You know, he's
Mm-hmm.
probably going to be a point guard, but um, he just showed everything that we knew coming in, as advertised, right? So I think having a guy like that to just to be on the second unit, if
Mm-hmm.
he is able to get those minutes, it's just gonna boost everybody's value even higher because of the shooting ability and how people are gonna have to respect that jump shot. So I really like what I saw from him, and great pickup by Stone and the Rockets, man. The guy that we're looking at the whole time, even though we were talking about other guys, but we all kind of had an idea that that was going to be the guy that we drafted.
Yeah, I know Klingon was in there for like a second, but I'm fine with it. How it shook out. Um, damn, you said something that made me want to say something and I can't remember it. Fuck it, we ball. Let's just pretend that I landed that perfect Cam Whitmore segue right now. What did you think of Cam Whitmore summer league?
Nah, I mean, not bad, bro. I know I interrupted you.
No, no,
I
no,
just
you
had to
good.
like.
I didn't even give you a chance to like add your thoughts. I just went on.
It's all good. No, I
What'd you
mean
think?
Cam at the beginning he struggled a bit, but we saw him. He developed some chemistry with Reed Sheppard, and they were throwing alleys all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And one dunk stood out to me from Cam where he dunked on two dudes. I forgot who it was, um, but it was just like two guys had no chance against Cam, driving to the basket. And just to see like that chemistry that he already had with Reed Sheppard,
Mm-hmm.
where they interviewed Reed Sheppard and he said if you just throw it up, he's gonna go get it.
Yep.
And it was just like a highlight reel. But like shooting wise, Cam was struggling a bit, but that happens. I mean, sometimes practice is way different from an actual game.
Mm-hmm.
So we know what Cam brings to the table. I'm not disappointed at all. I know he's going to ball out this season. I said he's going to have a breakout year. So hopefully, that goes down.
Yeah, I think it speaks to Reed Shepherd's basketball IQ that he could like learn Cam's game quickly enough. I know he was just saying like, "Oh, you can throw it up there and he'll go get it," but like even the most athletic guys, like you still got to time it fairly well. And so I think it's a testament to his basketball IQ that he was able to learn Cam's game that quickly and then make it work effectively on the court. Because like I'm not trying to like shit on Cam, but he's not known for his passing, but you wouldn't see it the other way. Like you wouldn't expect Cam to like just figure out how to find open Reed Shepherd on the wing whenever he's driving full speed to the rim. He's just going to drive full speed to the rim. He's Russell Westbrook. He's not James Harden. Like we know who Cam's comps are. But Reed Shepherd, it was interesting to see him sort of like feel it out instantly. Because I know they had a couple of days of practice or whatever, but I don't know, like on competitive in a competitive environment, it seemed like he just it felt natural for him to be doing all of that. Nothing looked like, oh, like I can't believe I pulled that off, or like he didn't even get like overly hyped about anything he did. He had that disgusting move on, was it Connect against the Lakers where he had that like
Yeah.
pullback. He had
Yes,
that
bro.
pullback dribble. He didn't like blink. He just kept shooting it. He was cracking up about it because it was like a sick move, but he wasn't like hyped about it. He wasn't like talking shit or anything. He was just like about his business, which I really like. So I'm about that. But yeah, great summer league performance for what it was. We didn't really need them to go, chasing the championship. We're not. That's not who our team is anymore. Um, but yeah, we'll see what happens when the season starts with those two. I think obviously they're both coming off the bench. Barring like major injuries. So we'll see how that goes. Did you have any other thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I just think to have those two guys coming off the bench. I mean, think about our second unit, like potentially, right? We're talking
Spark plug.
Cam, Reed Sheppard, Tari Eason, Steven
Steven Adams.
Adams. Like that's legit, bro. I think, I mean, like bearing injury, like you said, that's a playoff squad. I mean, the seeding, we'll see what happens, but I really feel like this is a playoff team coming into this year, and I really hope that he buys into everything that Ime teaches him, so we can cook the whole year and keep Tari Eason fucking healthy, dog. Please.
Facts. Yeah,
I mean,
we need him this season. I don't think we make the playoffs if he's as injured as he was last season. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, we'll keep the preseason productions for the the primer episode, our preseason primer episode. We'll give all the predictions then. But yeah, I mean,
sir.
playoffs. It's gonna be playoffs this year.
Mhm.
I said playoffs last year. I was wrong, but I feel justified because the whatever best record for the 11th seed. I'll take that. I'll take that. It should have been us and not the Warriors. But whatever.
Mhm.
A couple of other minor things I wanted to call out. We signed Jack McVay from Australia. He looks like another shooter. And he looks like he'll be an interesting addition to the team. He may or may not get rotation minutes, but I like the pickup by Stone. You can never have too much shooting talent, and he seems clutch too, based on what I've seen from like international play. He seems like a clutch shooter, so I'll take that. Speaking of international play, the Olympics are going on. Dylan Brooks is playing for Team Canada. Jock Landale and Jack McVay are playing for Australia. I don't think Şengün's not playing for Turkey right now. I don't even know if Turkey is playing in the Olympics, basketball wise. But yeah, those
No.
are the guys. I think Canada just got eliminated by France. I'm not sure what happened to Australia.
And
But
Dylan, shout out to Dylan Brooks, man. He was shooting the three ball really well. I
mhm.
think it was around like 45 or 50%. And we
Up
saw
until
last
tonight, he
year.
was. But
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah. I think that's
You're-
sort of why they lost to France. Him and Jamal Murray shot them out of the game.
oh man.
But
You
if the
know,
shots aren't
Dylan,
falling for Jamal Murray either, you can't really blame Dylan Brooks because like somebody's got to shoot. But apparently Andrew Nemhard took 0 shots, so that's on him. I don't know. I don't really care. It's Canada. USA is gonna win this whole thing anyway.
mm,
Um, no hate to no hate to Canadians though. I like Canadians.
except Trey.
Um, we'll talk about our last Rockets topic real quick. We agree on this. We think it's like mostly it's a non-topic, but the Jalen and Şengün extensions. So they're up for their extensions, but for cap reasons, we're waiting until next offseason. That's all it is. All these
Yep.
YouTubers and talking heads who are like, why don't the Rockets want Şengün? And all of the Turkish fans who are like, I hope he goes to the Heat. Like, everybody chill your shit. Everybody's staying in town. Şengün's not going anywhere. Jalen is probably not going anywhere. But regardless of whether or not they are, the smart thing is to wait until next offseason. The cap hold for Şengün is significantly smaller than what his contract would be. That's it. We're Tyrese Maxeying him.
Yeah.
Did you have any other, they've been talking about this shit for like months now. If you want to unload right now, this is your chance.
No, I just wanted to say like it's for best interest of the team just to
Mhm.
wait till next year. and you give these guys a chance to prove themselves again, right? Like you want
Mhm.
that max deal. Let's see what you got. Like
Yeah.
Jalen, you got to show us that the entire year, not after the All Star break. And Shingun really had a great year last year, so I don't think there's much argument on that side. For him, he's going to get paid regardless, but I think it's just a smarter thing to do just to wait till next off season and then see what we're working with because
Mhm.
that's where we're gonna make a lot of moves. You know what I'm saying? And Stone knows what he's doing, bro. Like it's funny how a lot of people were shitting on Stone a year ago or 2 years ago from the get go, talking about he didn't know what he was doing, bad
Mhm.
asset management, all of that shit. And now look at us, like we're in a good spot, you know what I'm saying, in terms of the cap and just to see how these guys play out this year. Give them a chance to prove it, right?
Mhm.
We're not forced to do anything right now, and it wouldn't be the smartest thing to do. So just pump the brakes on that, and we'll see what we have.
Yeah, especially with like young players, right? So much of that contract that they're gonna get is based on their potential. So like as many data points as you can have going into that negotiation and into that session where you set a price, you need those data points. You need to know as much as you can about who this guy is going to become over the next 4 or 5 years to really put a number down on paper and be like, this is what we think you're worth. I'm sure for Jalen, based on how he's done with like every April and March, I'm sure they gave him an offer. I'm sure they were like, here, you want 20 million a year? You can take this now and lock it down if you want. But otherwise, you got to show us you can do this all year long. Like, we're not giving you a max contract for 1 month a year, you know? So, and I can understand that. So for him, whatever the cap hold, it's not the same. It doesn't make as much sense. But I feel like he's the one they're evaluating. I feel like Shingun, they'd be comfortable giving him the contract if his cap hold wasn't so much smaller than his extension would be. So with him, they're waiting for money, like money reasons. I understand that. Also, I love Shingun, but that injury last year, we haven't seen him back from that yet. We
Yeah,
don't. I hope to God he just comes back like normal because they were like, it's not that serious. But we got to see him come back from that. Knee injuries are no fucking joke in the NBA. So,
because some
before we
players,
commit $50 million a year, sorry, before we commit $50 million a year to a player, I feel like I want to see him back from injury.
yeah, man, I agree. Because some players are not the same after certain injuries, bro. We've seen it before in history, and to get that kind of max contract,
Mm-hmm.
we're not just going to give it to anybody that just got injured. I know it's tough to say, but that's just the reality of it,
I
right?
mean, we'd both still want him on the team, I'm sure, no doubt, right? Like, it's
Correct. Yeah.
just, I wouldn't be comfortable committing max money. Like, I'm not giving Paul George max money either, And like I know what he is. He's a known quantity. He's not going to reach any higher than he is. If we find that out about Shangun, like if he regresses next year, like I don't know, dude. I don't know what Stone's going to do. I hope he's an all-star next year. That's my prediction for next year is that he's going to be an all-star and we're going to give him a max contract. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. But they got to keep their options open. They're a business. It's a franchise. It's not like the Jalen and Shingun fan club. We're gonna get them paid and you know dripped out as much as possible. It's about winning championships. The only gold we want to see is championship trophies, championship rings. So yeah, if we're being objective, this is the right move, smart move. But I hope Jalen and Shingun land max extensions next year. That is my number one desired outcome in this situation.
And I have one more thing to say about this, Reezy. If the thing about if we offered Jalen like a team friendly deal, do
Mhm.
you think that would be acceptable to him, depending on like what the numbers look like? Uh, I don't think so. I think he's a guy that's like, man, I'm trying to get the most money, and rightfully so, right? That's what players, play
Yeah,
for.
no fault
And
to him, but
yeah,
he does seem like that kind of guy. I think his thing is, or at least what I think his thing is, right? He's been the guy since high school. Like he's been the alpha dog since high school on all of his teams. He's been like he's had that not like literally a slam cover. I don't know if he was or wasn't on a slam cover, but like he had that moment where he was like he might be the one. So for him to go from he might be the one to take a team friendly deal on your first extension, I don't think it'll fly with him.
Yeah.
He's got to have like another shit season where his numbers go down. He's bad volume wise. His defense is questionable for us to not give him a max contract. And like, unfortunately, it's within the realm of possibility with Jalen.
Yeah.
Like, we just don't know what he is. Still, 3 years in, we don't know what he is. We know what he's capable of. He's capable of incredible basketball.
Yeah.
Basketball I have not seen from anyone else. He's that good at times. That's the problem, though. We can't have that at times. We need that shit. If you want a max contract, you got to give that max results, It's
Yeah.
just, that is what it is. We're not trying to pay Tobias Harris a max contract. So,
Yeah, we don't care
yeah.
that all these guys are getting paid either, bro. Like
Yeah,
that's a
people are like,
whole
oh,
other
Scotty
team. Like,
Barnes, Evan Mobley, they're all getting their extensions or whatever. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about that. Cleveland's not attracting anybody else. All right. They got to pay whoever they draft. Period. Detroit is not attracting anybody else. They got to pay whoever they draft. 3 seasons into our fucking rebuild, we pulled Fred VanVleet, arguably one of the best guards on the market, and Dylan Brooks, one of the best defenders on the market, to a trash ass, like second worst in the West team.
yeah.
So we got no problem attracting free agents, and these other teams can go eat shit. They got to pay whatever garbage they draft. Why do you think Killian Hayes stuck around in Detroit for so fucking long?
Yeah. And we have
So,
Ime, by the way, which a
yeah,
lot
we
of
got the
players
best coach.
respect. So yeah.
Facts. So, yeah, we're not worried about the extensions. We think Stone's handling it right. I'm on board. Now, moving on. Well, do you have anything else on the Rockets?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. You're rude.
I'm just making
ass.
sure. Oh, by the way, let's just talk about all three teams. Shout out to Framber for that pitching performance he just put on. That shit was sick.
Yes,
He
bro.
cooked.
Shout out to And did you see that Jordan home run? He
Yeah,
crushed that shit, bro.
he
Every time
smoked it.
he's in that field, he crushes at least one home run, like every
It was a
game
good
there, bro.
game.
Like,
It was
yeah,
Astros got to make everything fucking stressful, but it's fine. Let's just hope the season looks like that, right?
and don't get me
Uh,
started on the Astros, bro. They stress me out a lot.
okay,
You know what I
okay,
mean?
fine. We'll go to the next happy team. We'll talk about the Texans, obviously.
Let's go.
So I'm gonna let you cook on this because I've only seen snippets here and there, so I'll add my opinion where it's even like 50% valid. But training camp, right? Training camp started. Preseason sort of started. What are your thoughts? What do you think the Texans are right now? Like how? Because obviously some people are saying contenders. I'm saying contenders. I don't know
Yeah,
shit.
man. I'll definitely say contenders, but this year we have a target on our back, bro. And you could say our entire division hates us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville, Tennessee, and the Colts. We beat the Colts last year to get into the playoffs. Tennessee is still doing that weird shit where they're going to wear the Oiler uniforms against us. They're going to get their ass kicked again. And
Again.
Jacksonville, some of the guys that do a podcast or streamers, they just hate us, bro. So, like, our schedule is super tough. I don't know if you've seen it lately, but
Mm-hmm.
we have our work cut out for us, man. We start with the Colts week 1, and then we have the Bears and the Vikings. So, and people say, oh, it's an easy start, you know what I'm saying, to the schedule, but it's not. But as far as everything I'm hearing and seeing from training camp, they're trying to get all the guys integrated
Mm-hmm.
and to buy into what D'Amico is preaching, and that's a defensive mentality, you know what I'm saying, a defensive football team. And we have Hunter and Will Anderson on the defensive line. I don't know if you've seen pictures of Will Anderson, but he
He
looks
looks
like,
huge now.
yes,
What the fuck is he on?
he's
Bull
fucking
shark
jacked, bro.
testosterone? Because what the fuck? He's huge now.
Yes, bro. So I feel sorry for like the opposing quarterbacks. They're gonna have a long day.
They're gonna
The
get
offensive
mauled.
line, yeah. And it kind of pissed me off today, bro, because I heard a couple of our guys got hurt. I know Diggs got a little roughed up by Jimmy Ward today off a deep pass, and then I think it was Titus Howard
Mm-hmm.
got injured today. I don't know how serious the injuries are, but those
So I
two
read
guys are
Sorry,
Go
for
ahead.
at least Titus, I read that he walked to the cart, but then he did get carted off the field.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know.
But these two guys are really important to our team and what we're trying to do this year. So, you know, these guys just need to have a little bit of awareness and practice. I know you're trying to get after it and trying to get in game mode because we play the Steelers on Friday, where
Mhm,
D'Amico said the ones are going to play a little bit. I don't know if
mhm.
it's a couple of series, but that's exciting to see. But as long as we got seven on our side, bro, we're good. Like we know what kind of competitor he is
Mhm.
and what he brings to the table. I'm so fucking excited for the season, bro. Like we have a couple of games that we're already gonna go to. I already have tickets to.
Nice.
So it's gonna be a dope season, man. I want to let you cook for a little bit, man, because I know I'm just like rambling off
Oh,
here.
no, you good. You good. You're the
Uh,
you're our Texans correspondent, so you gotta go off. No, but so what I've seen from training camp, I saw that there was a fight among the within the team, which I kind of fuck with. That's fine. It's as long as it's
yes.
not like a super serious fight, and it
Mhm.
didn't seem like it was. I did see obviously Titus got injured, Diggs got a little roughed up. Um, yeah, I think with how valuable these pieces are now, I feel like I don't want to wrap them in bubble wrap, but like we got to be careful. Um,
Yes.
at least if it happens in a meaningful game during the season, like I hope it doesn't, but if that's when it happens, we can live with it. Shit happens, injuries happen. But if it's like preseason shit, man, come on, let's not fuck around and find out. Um, yeah, I did see that the ones we're playing the next game. That's gonna be sick. Um, and yeah, like you said, as long as we've got CJ, at quarterback, I think we're gonna be fine because he's got all these upgraded weapons now, but we still have those dudes he made look like stars last year. Like Robert Woods is still on the team, right? Noah Brown is still on the team. John Mechie is still on the team. So like
Mhm.
we've still got replacement weapons who can step in and be dangerous because of CJ. Um, so I'm fine with that. And you know, Tank, Nico, and Stefan aren't all gonna go down at the same time. So there'll definitely be like options for him there. Um, Besides that, training camp wise, I haven't really seen anything else. So yeah, I'll leave it there. But I think the next thing we were going to talk about was the schedule. The strength of schedule is insane, right? So from what I understand, they base it on because you can't play everybody in the NFL like you can in the NBA. They base who you play based on how you played last year.
Mhm.
Okay, so and we did really well last year. That's why we're getting fucked this year.
Yeah. Every
But
time,
oh, sorry, go
I'm,
ahead.
I'm sorry. Anytime you win your division, you always get a hard ass schedule the next year by default.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, so that makes sense. Um, yeah, I mean, so from what I've heard, it's a painful schedule, but CJ always turns up on the like under the bright lights. Like I feel like that's not going to be a problem. If he's got to face down Caleb Williams week 2 and like shut down any theories that Caleb Williams is going to pass him up right after he had the greatest rookie quarterback season of all time. Yeah, I feel like he's up to it. That's what CJ does, right? Is like he's undeniable. He's that good. His anticipation is that good. His fucking technique is that good. So I'm fine with it. If we can't win with him at quarterback, fuck, we can't win then, dog. Who the fuck else was gonna step it? Tom Brady. Fuck else was gonna step it. So
Yeah.
fuck it. If we can't win with Stephon Diggs and Tank and Nico and CJ, I'm fine with it. But we better fucking win.
Yeah, man. And I agree with everything you said. Another thing that gives me a lot of hope for this year is we have a couple of running backs that we added to our roster. Joe Mixon, I heard he got a little bit nicked up in training camp, so they
Mm-hmm.
were resting him for a little bit, but we were able to sign Cam Akers
Yeah.
for Minnesota, and that was the last team he played for. But I have a bold take, and I know some people might not agree with me, but I think that Cam Akers will be the best running back of our team this year.
Oh shit.
And he was really good when he was with the Rams. He
Mm-hmm.
can run, he can catch passes. He's a really quick back out of the backfield with screens and just You can even line them up as a receiver if you're going like heavy receiver formation. So that was a super important pickup because now if you have Pierce or Joe Mixon going down, you
Mhm.
have great depth at that position. And that's another guy that CJ can look down the field for, you know what I'm saying, as a
Mhm.
receiver. But I mean, who are you going to double team, bro? Like, if you want to double team Diggs, like, good luck. Everybody else is going to be open. We still have Schultz. You know what I'm saying? Mitchie coming back. I've heard a lot of great things from him in camp.
Mhm.
And he was injured and out the last couple of years. So if he gets going, that's another element. We still have Robert Woods as a vet that can really coach these guys up, some of these younger guys. And we know what Tank can do, right? Like, he can take the top off the defense. Nico had 1,000 yards last year. I mean, it just goes on, bro. Like,
It's a
but
it's one of those situations where I think it was like the 2017 Rockets team where I would
mhm,
forget occasionally that someone played for the team. Where I was
yep,
like, oh shit, yeah, like Nene is on this team. Like, oh shit, yeah, like Ariza's on this team, or like Ryan Anderson, whatever, whoever it was. But I'd have that moment where I'm like, we got fucking weapons, dog. Like we got weapons out the ass. And the
bro. Joe,
Texans is like that. Like every time you can go down the list on defense and offense and be like, there's depth, there's like backup depth, and there's it's just solid like all the way through. So even with injuries, I think we got a shot.
yeah, man. And I think that's why, if looking at the schedule, it's so fucking tough, bro. I mean, you're playing the AFC East, so that's the Bills, the Jets, the Dolphins, and missing one more, and the
I don't know any of the
Patriots,
divisions.
and the
Sorry, and the who?
Patriots,
Oh,
and
okay.
the Patriots. So that's a tough ass decision. You're talking about Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Tua, and whoever the Patriots quarterback's going to be. I mean, he's probably ass. That's why I don't remember. But I love talking shit about the Patriots. Um,
Now that we
because
can.
you know what I'm saying. But most importantly, we play the fucking Cowboys this year at Dallas, and I want that game more than anything, bro. I mean, even if we lose that game, it's okay if we make the playoffs or whatever. But you know how the rivalry is, and the fans, and how there's Cowboys
There's
fans that
so
root for the
many Cowboy fans.
Astros. Like, I don't want no Cowboy fans rooting for the Astros, bro. Like, stay over there. You know, that's another topic for another day. But you know what I'm saying? This schedule is going to be tough. We got the Chiefs, we got the Ravens on Christmas Day. This
They're
is
setting
this
us
is
up.
tough. Yeah.
They're setting us up.
But
That's all right.
with seven, we can make it happen, bro. I
Yeah.
got faith in them. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what, win or lose, these are going to be some entertaining ass games. You know he's going to be out there like gunslinging the entire time. Um, there's going to be incredible comebacks. We're going to cook. I'm excited for the season because like as a more casual, newer fan, I'm like less invested, so the pain isn't going to hurt as much. Um, I'm kind of just bandwagoning right now, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it being a Texas
No,
bandwagoner
but
or
you're
fair
from
weather fan.
Houston, bro. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
fair
So
weather fan, not a bandwagoner. So I
yeah,
could, yeah, but at least I never rooted for the Cowboys.
yes, that's everything, bro. That means a lot.
I also
And
never
shout,
rooted. Just I gotta get this one. I gotta get this one. I also
mhm,
never rooted for Steph Curry in the Olympics. Not
yeah,
once.
yeah, that's nasty work, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's really nasty work. Twerking for Steph. Come on, dog. Y'all should have some shame, bro. Like, y'all can't be doing that shit. And then y'all want to put a Rockets jersey on? Like, fuck out of here. Y'all can't be doing that.
I have some shame, Like even if I wanted to, it would feel so wrong.
Yeah.
Like I hate that dude. I hate him off the court. On top of everything he's done on the court. I hate him off the court. He's a not in my backyard type of dude who like he's anti whatever affordable housing. He's a piece of shit. He's just openly he got his. He got his. He was born a rich kid. He's born to an NBA player. Grew up rich. For whatever reason, is bestowed with this God given talent, being the best shooter the NBA has ever seen. Gets even more rich, and then is just like fuck all of you. Fuck everybody else. fuck Steph Curry. I don't give a fuck. I'm never rooting for that bitch.
Did you
Um,
see? Did you see that tweet by NBA Central where he said he's still a Drake guy, like he still chooses Drake over Kendrick? I'm like, dog, who the fuck cares? Nobody cares. You like fucking Lecrae as a rapper, bro? Like, fuck out of here. Nobody
he's
cares.
so lame. You know, he grew up just like Drake. He wanted to be cool, and he got it through basketball, and Drake got it through hip hop. Whatever. They're like the same. Steph Curry is the Drake of the NBA. That you heard it here first. Breaking news.
Oh my god, that's the ultimate disrespect, bro.
I mean, because people always compare, well, like LeBron and Jay Z, right? I would say Steph Curry is the closest thing to Drake then in the NBA. You know,
No, you're right.
hugely
No,
successful, but I don't
I'm
respect him.
here. Yeah, I'm here for all that hate, bro. Sign me up for all that talk. But
This is why
before,
we're on the same wavelength.
yes, sir. And before I
Uh,
forget,
oh yeah, go ahead.
shout out to Stingley, man. He was picking off CJ a couple of times in training camp. So
Got a
like,
pick six, right?
yeah,
I saw that.
iron sharpens iron, bro. So that's great to have, you know, competitors in training camp just getting after it. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really like shook up about the fight. Like that's what you want to see, but just don't have seven in the middle of it. Like, do not tackle seven at
Mm-mm.
all.
I'm pretty sure the entire offensive line would beat the shit out of whoever tried to fight CJ if they were on our team.
Hmm.
Um. Oh, okay. So new additions to the team, to the Texans. Well, you talked about Cam Akers.
Hmm.
Um, I think the last time we talked about the Texans was pre-draft, so we haven't talked about Kamari Lassiter, who apparently is on the starting unit already.
Yeah.
Nice. What are your
Hmm.
thoughts?
No, I mean, I think it was a perfect fit for the defense, man. Like, you can never have enough corners, you know what I'm saying? Enough secondary players because those guys get hurt too.
Mm,
And the receivers that you got to deal with this year, bro. Like, think about it. Um, week one, we play the Colts. They got great receivers. Week two, the Bears. They got Keenan Allen, DJ Moore. They're stacked up. Week three, Vikings, Justin Jefferson. Like he's like the best receiver in the league. So it goes back to like you can never have enough of these guys. And D'Amico and Nick Casario knew exactly what they were doing with that pick because you improve the defense, you're basically taking pressure off the offense and CJ. You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? It's got to
Yeah,
complement each other. And it's a great pickup for the team, man.
yeah. Nick Casario cooked again. What can I say? The crazy eyes. He sees everything.
Mhm.
uh, who else did we pick up in the draft that you think is like could? Oh, so I heard they were signing Justin Simmons, or I heard that they were interested in Justin Simmons.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about him. Can you give me like a breakdown?
Yeah, he's just like a great another, secondary player that adds depth to our team. And usually when you see like these moves happen in training camp, is because somebody got hurt.
Hmm.
And you just want to make sure that you're ready to go for week one
sideways.